Oh lol 17. I thought we were just playing, but then he looked at me with those eyes scared and wet like I was someone to run from. In a town where everything feels safe, even a game of basketball can turn into a courtroom confession. SFX, rubber ball bouncing, sneakers squeaking, kids shouting. Narrator. It was Saturday afternoon at Greenhaven Family Center, part indoor gym, part arcade, part overpriced chaos. Lucas, 13, thought it was just another game. Brian, 11, just wanted to shoot hoops. They'd met before, acquaintances through school, if not exactly friends. Narrator, slightly amused. Boys being boys, right? Until Lucas hurled the basketball harder than he should have right into Brian's face. SFX, thump, ball hitting. Brian gasping. Narrator, dramatic. One hit turned to two, maybe three. Brian laughed at first, but laughter turned to confusion, then pain. He told Lucas to stop. Lucas didn't. Why? Because he didn't think Brian meant it. Lucas voiceover, muttering. He said stop, but he was still smiling. I thought he was joking. Narrator. Moments later, Brian kicked Lucas in the stomach. Instinct or retaliation, who knows? Lucas crumpled, wind knocked out of him, and just like that the game ended. SFX. Lucas coughing, people shouting, arcade background noise rising. Narrator. Brian ran to his mom crying. Lucas lay on the floor, dizzy and confused, trying to figure out why a game felt like a crime. Cut to ambulance siren wailing. Narrator. The center's staff called emergency services. By the time Lucas's mom showed up, Brian was already being checked by paramedics. A nosebleed, bruised ribs, maybe a concussion. The incident report, already filed. Lucas's mom, furious. What did you do to him, Lucas? Lucas choking back emotion. I didn't mean to, we were just messing around. Narrator. Harsh, reflective. Just messing around. The phrase that every guilty kid learns to hide behind. But now there were lawyers. Statements. Witnesses. Video footage. Cut to juvenile courtroom the next week. Judge firm, calm. Lucas, did Brian ask you to stop? Lucas, yes. Judge, and you didn't. Lucas softly, I didn't think he meant it. Narrator, with edge. Intent doesn't matter when someone's in the hospital. And Lucas was about to learn that real life doesn't wait for you to figure things out. Narrator, quiet, emotional. One careless moment, one painful kick, two moms yelling, and one boy about to face a truth bigger than he ever imagined. In that courtroom, nobody cared about the truth. They just wanted their version of it to sound more convincing, louder, and a little more innocent. The courtroom smelled like old paper and polished wood, the kind of place where everything feels a little too quiet until someone starts yelling. SFX. Chairs creaking, faint gavel sound, murmurs. Narrator. Lucas sat stiffly, eyes fixed on the judge. His mom sat beside him, jaw tight. Across the room, Brian's mother was already dabbing her eyes with a tissue before anyone said a word. Judge stern. We're here to determine the responsibility in a physical altercation between minors. Lucas Raines and Brian Wilcox. Narrator. What followed wasn't justice, it was theater, and every parent was fighting for best performance. Brian's mom angrily, my son is gentle, he wouldn't hurt anyone. He was just playing when Lucas started throwing the ball over and over again. Lucas's mom defensive. They were both roughhoused. Brian kicked my son in the stomach. We all saw the bruises. Narrator, biting, and there it was, the battle of bruises. Whose injuries mattered more? Whose pain was more innocent? SFX. Papers rustling, heavy sighs, kids whispering. Judge firm. Lucas, did you hit Brian in the face more than once? Lucas quietly, yes. Judge edge. Did he ask you to stop? Lucas, yeah, but I thought he was joking. Narrator, reflective. It wasn't a lie, but it wasn't a good excuse either. Then the twist. A staff member from Greenhaven stepped forward with surveillance footage. Staff, neutral. The video shows Lucas bouncing the ball off Brian's head 3 times. Brian retaliates with a kick. Then both boys fall. Narrator, dries. Suddenly it wasn't about who started it, it was about who looked worse doing it. Lucas's mom exasperated. So my kid defends himself and he's the bad guy? Brian's mom sarcastic. Defends himself? You call hitting someone in the face a defense? Judge intervening. Enough. This isn't about parental bickering, this is about accountability. Narrator. Lucas looked up. Not at the judge, not at his mother, at Brian. And Brian was staring back. Nervous. Unsure. Maybe a little scared. Narrator. Softly. Because they both knew, no matter who won this argument, they'd lost something already. Trust. Friendship. The safety of playing without fear. Judge calm. Final. I'll give my ruling next week. In the meantime, both families are advised to refrain from further contact. Narrator, court adjourned. Tension still hanging in the air like smoke from a fire no one wanted to admit they'd lit. Lucas never thought a single game would change the way people looked at him. Even after the bruises faded, the silence in school was louder than ever. The courtroom ruling didn't come with cheers. No one clapped. No one celebrated. Because when it's kids on trial, even a verdict feels like punishment for everyone involved. Judge neutral. Lucas Raines ordered to attend 6 weeks of community service and juvenile counseling. No criminal record, but a formal warning will remain on file. Narrator, it could have been worse. No detention center, no probation, just a long quiet ride home in a silence that would follow him far longer than any sentence. SFX. Car door shuts. Engine humming. Clock ticking faintly. Lucas's mom softly. You're lucky you know that, right? Lucas looking out window. I don't feel lucky. Narrator, gently sarcastic. Because what do you say to your friends after you've been called violent in court? How do you go back to school after your name was whispered in the teacher's lounge? At the basketball court, Lucas stood alone. No one passed him the ball anymore. Not even eye contact. Narrator, kids don't always need words to punish each other. They just stop seeing you the same way. But time moves, wounds dull, and then something unexpected happens. SFX. Basketball bouncing on concrete. Brian timid voice. Hey, Lucas turned. Brian was holding a ball, eyes squinting from the sun, and maybe just maybe regret. Lucas quietly. Hey. Narrator. No apology. No awkward speech. Just two boys staring at a court that once broke their friendship. Brian gesturing. You want to shoot around? Lucas nods. Okay. Narrator. Warm reflective. No cheers. No reset button. Just a slow hesitant step toward normal. The ball thudded once twice, and then they passed it between them. Because sometimes the only way forward is one small shared moment of play.